Hi, folks. Here is the information and nuts and bolts for tomorrow's meeting. A couple of things just to be aware of heading into November. So, updates from Curriculum Committee. We are looking at the last weeks of the pilot window, and it looks like one of the platforms is preferred to the other, and it sounds like it's Common Lit. Um, I did ask about what would happen if we didn't love either one, and Scott said we would go back to the starting board if the voting group voted down both choices, but that he didn't think that was likely. It looked like a clear favorite was emerging there. So if there's anything that we want to bring up with regard to that, tomorrow would be a good time to touch base on that. As far as the NWEA coming up in December, if you would like to give it during the finals week block, we can absolutely do that. Math also has the option to do that. The only thing we need to be aware of there is that we need to close out our sessions so that the other content areas can begin their sessions. And Greg and I have agreed that if that's the case, we will send reminders to our department members each period to close their sessions as the period ends. So if you are planning to do a testing session for the NWEA during finals week, let me know. We'll go ahead and we'll set up reminders. We also just did a share around for the PLCs, and all of our content areas are doing different things, and it's kind of neat to hear the different things that are happening on the other campuses. And that was kind of the two big up-to-date things. The only thing that we want to be aware of is that if you are a pilot teacher, just be watching for the email to indicate when you'll be meeting with Scott to debrief the pilot and make a recommendation. From leadership, we have a reminder that registration will begin in January. Maggie emailed information to us already. If you have a program you would like to publicize, please make sure that you get your materials to Maggie as soon as possible. They do start making the visits in the early part of the spring semester. And if we have any programs that have potential student panel members, please email those names to Sarah. She sent out the spreadsheet and request for that last month, and I think we have filled all the spots, but I just wanted to make sure that if you are a program lead, you were aware of that. If you are hearing from your students that they would like to have a zero period class in a certain content area or a certain level for English, then we want to go ahead and get started on that right away. There are protocols in place if we want to create zero periods for next year. Coyote 301 will be through the English classes, and those will be taking place on January 15th. So if you've already started planning your semester, I do apologize for any kind of revision that you may have to do, but hopefully this is getting out to you in enough time to be able to rearrange for the 15th of January to be Coyote 301 through the English classes. Open house will be on January 22nd, and the late starts are on the calendar for the school website. They are also listed on the leadership minutes from this past week. The bulk of our discussion at leadership was regarding the literacy discussion that we had on Friday, November 1st. We had a department share out, and Sanji will review the notes from that meeting and look for similarities to try to plan next steps. But he did want us to get into a discussion of how we go about increasing rigor in our classes and what does it look like when we have different reading levels represented throughout our classes. And that will be part of the next discussion, I imagine, at leadership. As for our department, our supplies finally came in. I just need to unpack them and inventory them. So tomorrow when you come on in, bring your boxes or your bags or whatever you need, and feel free to come in and take whatever you need from the supplies that we have delivered. I'm still waiting on the butcher paper, but I did buy a roll of my own. So if you need some, you're welcome to take what I have, and I'll go ahead and put it back in when the new rolls eventually do arrive. But the supplies are here in as much as I can tell, and I will hopefully have them unpacked and inventoried by the time I see you tomorrow. Also, I know that Angelica and Parissa have been working on getting that PO situation with UCI squared away. So if you are one of our team who is planning to go, it looks like it is up at the district awaiting PO submission to UCI, and I will double check with them in the morning. And I think that is the most pressing things. In terms of what we need to talk about tomorrow, I think we should have our rigor discussion for Sanji so that we can update him the next time we meet with leadership. And we are coming up on December, so we do want to look at anything that we need to discuss in terms of closing out the year, making sure that the NWEA is scheduled, and of course our holiday get-together as a department. That's the latest, greatest, up-to-datest. I will try to respect your time and get you in and out as quickly as I can, or maybe even allow a little bit of time for any kind of PLC discussion you may want to have with your teams. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope you're having a great day. Bye.